wants to tame me. You can't catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna sacred ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running all through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hi, I'm Wyatt Milan. I'm from Canova, West Virginia. When I'm back home, you'll find me at my local Par-Mar store.
We have that gold and blue pride at your local Par-Mar store. We are coming to your neighborhood soon. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland, we have you covered. Download the Par-Mar app and sign up for the Par-Mar Rewards Card. Food, gas, groceries, and more, we are gold and blue proud, and we are Par-Mar stores.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Law offices of Mark Plants and Kevin Davis. First line of defense. Buzzballs, ready-to-drink cocktails. #1 single-serve premix brand in the U.S. Buzzballs, have a ball. That's right, and have a ball with Buzzballs. And, of course, you got Par-Mar stores, and you have the Plants and Davis legal team, first line of defense. You got Cover 2 Data. You got Arson Grange Company. You got Stationers. You got Paul Mini Batteries. Yeah, man, we're rocking and rolling, and appreciate all those that support the WolfMan's Call, the show, and it means so much. And it means much to me that we have great loyal listeners like Kelly McCord out there. How you doing, Kelly? I see you, buddy. Yep, good to have you, man. And thank you and appreciate your loyalty. Again, I appreciate everybody's loyalty out there. And, I'll tell you what, it's, I'm sitting here back here 3-1. And, boy, I really thought, boy, it's 3-1. Not sure I thought it's about 3-1 for the Mountaineers. And it's a good feeling right now. I'm feeling good. I'm seeing some good things. You got a team that's fighting hard for their coach, Neal Brown. Now, that's pretty cool, man. That's good stuff. And I would say this, the staff is fighting. There's organization. I see substantial improvement in blocking and tackling. Now, at the end there, I saw a little bit of a drop-off in the last quarter. And when Texas Tech, that last quarter started getting it kind of going on. We talk about the drops for WVU. Yeah, there's a lot of drops on Texas Tech as well. We're going to go over that film today. We got Neal Brown and his press conference. Yes, I don't have Neal Brown here personally. No, I have him at his press conference that I record. Going to react, going to interpret, see if we can't get some good stuff out of that and learn. And then I'm going to go ahead and break down some of the defense of Texas Tech, show you some good stuff that those guys are doing, and some stuff they can get better on. And then we'll go ahead and hit some of that offense. And Nico Markey, I'm just telling you, you'll see it in the film. But watch this young cat. This young cat has a world, but I'm saying a world of talent. Right there, that's raw. And I'm saying raw in P5 college football, raw. All right, not in high school raw, because we all know how he succeeded there. But I'll tell you what the really cool thing is when you see a guy can be successful at this level and knowing that he can be successful at this next level, and then who knows, maybe the next level, it could happen with this guy. He's got the raw talent for it. You have to see how it builds and develops, and the right coaching and the right listening by Nico. But I mean, again, is Don't tell me who's got a tighter spiral. Who's got a ball that's right out of rope right there, right? If you looked at it and you heard Neal Brown, and I guess we'll get into the press conference, talking about, hey, man, young man needs some help. I think I said that yesterday. I didn't even hear him. I guess we're on the same page. You know what I mean? On the same page, because it's kind of obvious when you have 7 drops in critical down situations, red zone situations, that, it's important. Remember now, even with those drops, though, all right, Texas Tech committed a whole bunch of penalties. How about this? The Mountaineers, man, not that many penalties. Not that many penalties. And the cool thing is that you heard Neal Brown talking about it, discipline. And we're going to get into that. I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I can't help it because I'm seeing things that I said needed to be improved. And it's like, yeah, check. He's been improving them. I tell you, the truth about the show here is we tell the truth. It's not the company line, all right? It's not the idiot line. It's right there in the middle line, telling you exactly what's the truth and what's up. And right now, this team is doing the things that Mountaineer masses, rightfully so, Mountaineer masses have been upset with about the Neal Brown era. Okay, mismanagement in games, lack of discipline, jumping off sides, all that stuff. Well, again, how about this? Improper tackling, blocking that wasn't getting it done. How many years did you go to with an offensive line that you couldn't run the ball? And then all the things went on, Deggy and Austin Kendall and all of that. But you couldn't run the ball, so you couldn't help out. So when you think about putting this together, it is better. Now, with all that said, you played okay against Penn State. It's a loss. A loss is a loss. You lost. There's 31-7, 4 minutes left in the game. Didn't challenge Penn State as much as people want to make it believe. But that's okay. I'm not just sitting there. It's top 5, 6, 7 team in the country. Not going there. Now, I know what it's like to play at Happy Valley. I know it was difficult, and the Mountaineers showed up. But I'm going to say this, all right? Let's say this. Duquesne, okay, you got it done. You picked it up after the weather interment there, the weather break. And then Pitt. It's a bad Pitt team, guys. It's a bad Pitt team, all right? Again, ugly wins teach lessons. I'm not going there. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is let's keep this all in perspective. But I'm going to look at the good today. I'm going to look at the good, the could be good, and the could be great. And there are some things that could be great on this team. Have you noticed special teams just killing? When is the last time that West Virginia in punt return? And I got to give Preston Fox this. Local boy, Motown. What's up, Pete Fox? All he does is catch footballs, right? Well, maybe not Saturday, but at least in the punt, solid as a rock, man, right? But they're averaging, big returns. Big returns. I mean, you've never seen that in the Neal Brown era. Things have been different. Yes, we're not saying that, maybe the schedule isn't the toughest part of it yet, but there's a little bit of swagger. Watch Neal Brown today. Watch him in his conference today because there's a little bit of swagger. He said, what he mentioned yesterday in the press conference? He mentioned contender. Say what? 3 weeks ago, he was talking about being pissed off about being 14th in the conference. And that was on his mind. And now he said, if WVU is going to be a contender, well, they win at home in the 3-game home stretch. They did. So again, this is what he's talking. This is what he's talking about. And so again, let's go ahead. Let's pick it up. But before we do, let's get to a couple things here. I want to get to Mikey here. All right, Mike Dunlop, and to show this again. All right, so Mikey Dunlop, PayPal.com, polkadot66@gmail.com. If you can give to Mikey, he just got a brand new kidney, been going through some incredible recovery times, good and bad. And now he's got to get open heart surgery that was just found out when he waited 3 years for his kidney, and 4 times a week at 4 hours, or 3 times a week at 4 hours a day dialysis. I mean, he's a Mountaineer brother. And if you can go ahead, paypal.com at polkadot66 at Gmail, and give him anything. I mean, if you can give him $10, $20, whatever, he would surely appreciate it. I don't ever leave a brother out. If a brother's in need, I am there, and I am reaching out. And that's what we do as Mountaineer brothers. Football for sure, basketball, Daryl Prue. I could go down the line and down the line and down the line. All right. But again, I'm never going to leave my brothers out there when I can help out in any way that I can. And this is one way that I can. So if you can't help out, please do so as well. And let's go ahead and jump right here onto the WolfMan's call channel. This is important now. All right. It's here, the WolfMan's call right there. And you see it. And what I want to do is show it. I want you to go ahead and go to YouTube and subscribe at YouTube channel at Wolfly64. You know, you hit that search bar when you get to YouTube and you hit at Wolfly64. It's important. I need you to subscribe and jump on that. We have platforms of Twitter, got platforms of Facebook. We send out to groups. I don't know if you've ever seen the groups out there that we send out to, but man, it is a lot of Mountaineer fans, a lot of groups. I appreciate every single one of you. And I want you that are on YouTube, go ahead and go to YouTube at Wolfly64 and watch. If you can't watch live, watch it anytime. Rich Finster just put out there the other day. He said, "Hey, I hardly ever see you live, Wolf. Hardly ever see you live, but I never miss a show. Never miss a show." Well, that's cool. I appreciate you, Rich, for that. And it means a lot to me as well. And last thing I want to get to before we get cooking here is you have the network. We have something new going on in the network. And so let's just get it out of the way and make sure that everybody's fired up about the WolfMan's Call Network. And I want you to see it. This is cool. All right. So we start off here. If you haven't seen anything new, the WolfMan's Call, it's the network, baby. You got there in Morgantown, you got Mel. There's the Mountaineer Tap House right there. All the students on Oakland Street there. What's up, Mel? And the Mountaineer Tap House, great food. You know, they got all kinds of beers. And again, get this cranking right back up there. I'll hit the pause button on that. And then you got Route 22 Sports Bar in Weirton, West Virginia. Yeah, bottoms up draft system. 12 50-inch screen TVs put together, right? Brickside Bar and Grill, Rob Davis, eat local. Yeah, for you, Rob, I will, because that is some awesome food. And you got Jimbo's place there. You got one at Elkins. You got one at Buckhannon. Man, the Philly cheesesteak, the wings. So nice they did it twice. Then you have the Pallet Bar right down there in Scott Depot, Tays Valley. We did the pregame for Penn State there. Loved it. It's like, man, it is so cool to hang out there. Great appetizers. Archies up in Pittsburgh on East Carson Street. Man, what a cool place. The wings are exceptional, right? And then, of course, we go to Kegler's Royalty in Morgantown. Yeah, you got the Lorenz family. You got Dougie Moore, everybody there at Kegler's Sports Bar and Grill. And then, of course, in Fairmont, you have the Mason Jar, barbecue and more with Steve Reese. That's right. Unbutton your britches, man, because he's got some barbecue that is smoking good. And then, of course, down in Dunbar, West Virginia, you have the Pitch. Well, I tell you, did you see the prime rib specials, man? Woo! I tell you what, they are special. And then in Cheat Lake, you got Legends Sports Bar and Grill with Aaron Gizzy. Lakeview, the Lakes, man. Get out there and hit them before it gets too late. And then, of course, down in Princeton, West Virginia, you got Danny's Sports Bar. Mountaineers, man, they are always watching. I've noticed that. Always watching the Mountaineers, whatever's going on. They're making a big deal about it. Danny's place, Danny's Bar. And it's a great food, great atmosphere. Great time. And then, of course, you got Cantrell's River City Grill and Pub in Hinton, West Virginia, right on the river, man. And all I see from them, a bunch of great, incredible food and seafood, man. It's just absolutely fantastic. And opening up Friday, I talked to you about the Mason Jar Saloon and Hot Spot. Well, that's changed hands now. Now it's just the Jar Restaurant and Hot Spot. Right past the Morgantown Mall in Morgantown, and it's opening up Friday. Got the official word, man. So it's the Jaw right there. So that's the big news. The Jars opening up on Friday. WolfMan's Call Network. Watch it Monday through it was Thursday, but now we got the game day breakdown the day before the game. That's right, man. So that's pretty cool. Well, okay, let's go ahead and let's jump on this Neal Brown press conference right here. And we're going to go ahead and see what Coach is really talking about. Really talking about here.
Ali punt.
Oh, there we go. Let's start that too quick. Before I do, let me just go through this. I see people are already jumping on. Hello, Wolfman. Let's go Mountaineers. Yeah, let's go Mountaineers. All right. Sounds good. Nico's the future WVU. All right. Well, I got to tell you something, man. I agree. All those drops wasn't Nico's fault. Not all of them, Kelly. You're right. Not all of them were. And that is very true. And then you have here with Timothy Green. I think we need better play out of our new receiver, Carter. I think he needs to block more. And when there's going to be an interception, he needs to fight for the ball more. All right, Timothy, that's cool, man. That's, I understand that. And I think Neal Brown put up there saying, there's a family member situation that passed and maybe affected him a little bit. So, we're going to go ahead. We're going to reach out, love our Mountaineer brother, and say, all right, it's time to get going. Time to get it going. Neal Brown talked about shortening that rotation of wide receivers. Who's going to step up and perform? See, this is what's great. Now, everybody's getting a chance, right? But they're not all catching the ball. So now you say, all right, listen, here's competition, man. This is what it is to play for a Power 5. And if you hear Neal Brown saying it, he means it, right? Because I can tell that he means it. I've seen him before, but I think that maybe sometimes he didn't mean something so much. I think right here I can read it in him that he means this. He's like, hey, you got to help out your quarterback, all right, whether that be Garrett or Nico. It doesn't matter. So wide receivers, tight end, I could say is Cole Taylor. Doing a good job, man. I'd say you're pretty dependable. Drop the red zone pass, but, I'll give you that because you've done so much in so many other ways, including sticking your nose in the opponent's faces, man, and blocking like a man. I thought you were a pretty boy down there at LSU catching all those balls looking like a gazelle, right? Because he looks good running down the field with that ball in his hands and those long arms. But no, he's also a nasty guy. That's the big treat that we just got out of this guy. I'll tell you that much. And then you say, hey, Brandon Lewis, what's up, Wolf? What's up, Brandon Lewis? How you doing, buddy? And you got Nicoloi right here says, go, Nico. Great outfit. I don't know about that, what that means, man, but maybe he doesn't like the Steelers. I don't know. All right, so Brandon Lewis, how can WU fix the secondary issues? I know we have looked better, but I think the secondary is the weakest spot on the team at this point. Well, I can't disagree with you. I think that it still probably is. I will say this. I'll show you some film. You hear Neal Brown talking about, hey, listen, we're doing better in our zone. So what they're doing is they're recognizing. Now, before they were drifting, maybe they were recognizing, but not recognizing to where it affected their movement. So that when somebody enters your zone, because when you have zone coverage, all right, when someone comes into your zone, an opponent I'm talking about, that turns into man coverage until that opponent exits your zone, because your zone is right. That's your zone. So when that happens, all right, you got to be there and be ready to make a play on that player while he's in your zone. So that means you got to be close enough. You can't just be drifted. So when you register that some opponent is coming in your zone, man, you're playing that tighter, at least tighter than what they were. And so I think that's a big key. And also, let's not lie here. All right, let's not fool. When you put pressure on a quarterback, it's gonna help your zone coverage. It's gonna help any coverage. Never forget the zone thing. That was silly that I just said that. It's going to help your coverage. If you get in a quarterback's face, if you get in Tom Brady's face time and time and time again, that's the time that you ever saw the Pats lose. The truth is when you saw Brady getting someone in his face and getting out of sync. That's what you got to do. And if you can get that combination, well, then you're really cooking with some serious good chicken wing grease. All right. Enough. All right, so fix the secondary. Did I answer that question? I think they're getting better. How do you fix it? Keep putting pressure on the quarterback. That's my answer, because I want to make sure I answer everything you guys ask and all that. So here we go. Neal Brown, special teams is how we're going to start this off. Oliver Straw. Oh, a man down under, right? Here we go.
Put the ball up there. They had no returns. He had a couple. They fumbled a ball that we really should have recovered, and so he did a really nice job. And then,
woo! Do you see that? 2 inside the 20. His hang time. They're not getting any returns. Oliver Straw. Yeah, man, rocking and rolling special teams. You need to do that at TCU now. We need to pin them inside. How about this? Let's pin it a couple times inside the 10. You did it against Pitt, right? You did it. Malachi Ruffin jumped back out from the end zone, reestablished his feet before the ball got to him. Big time. You know why? Because there was so much hang time by Oliver Straw that he could go ahead and get to the end zone and then reestablish himself back in the field of play. All right, that is huge. And that's what's good. Remember all those times TCU and everybody had those Australian punters, and it was like, man, they just keep killing us in Oklahoma and all the teams. That well, we got one now too, man, and his name's Ollie Straw, and he's the real deal. Preston Fox.
He had 3 returns for 45 yards. He also, and I thought he also he would have had closer to 60 if we didn't have a penalty, but catching punts is the hardest thing to do in football, in my opinion.
Man, he is so right. I got a picture with a ball being planted right in my face. A special 1891. So we don't need to go into that, but for those that were there, they know what I'm talking about. That was tough. Catching punts are extremely hard. It was cold. It was raining. How many drop balls on both sides of the team? I already talked about that, right? Well, Preston Fox did not drop it, and he's been really good. And our punt return team, they're getting yards. I mean, I can go through the last 3 years, and they didn't average more than 3 yards per return or 4. I mean, maybe I got to check with Big Red, Mike Montoro. He could probably update me on that. But that's the truth. All right, Preston Fox, keep it going, man. Sure hands. All he does is catch the ball. Keep it going, brother.
Defensively, I thought the positives are we started extremely fast. Like Texas Tech is a team traditionally that does a bunch of different things early, and they usually come out of the gates fast. And 4 out of the first 5 drives were 3 and outs.
Woo! Did you hear that? 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5. 3 and outs, man. You know what that is? That's like 4 times. That's 12 plays in your first 5 possessions, and then of course whatever the extra one was, which was a little bit longer. But that's big time. Now that is coming out of the gate. Now I'm telling you, Schaff, whatever his name is. All right, I thought he looked really slow. I thought that cold got to him or something, or Texas Tech. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. We're going to break this film down right after this on defense. We're going to start off with defense, and we're going to show. And I'm going to show you, man, they kicked their can. They kicked their can. All right? And they did in Texas Tech, wherever there was a weakness, because you always have holes on defense, but they never could take advantage of it because the Mountaineers didn't let them. And Aubrey Burks, wow, I'll tell you what, man, is I know he didn't get defensive champion and what's his name? Oh, gosh. He got it. But I'll tell you what, that he did some cool stuff. I'm going to show you both, man, and I'll figure out the name here in a second. Help me out here, man. Who got the defensive champion? Come on.
So we got aligned to tempo, which is something, the work that we put in has really paid off in that area. We're going to get tested again this week on that. I thought we got a lot of pressure on the quarterback. Our front continues to play at a high level, and we're playing a bunch of guys.
Woo! A high level, the defensive front, and they are playing guys. How about this? Sean Martin, man. Sean Martin. All right. How about this? Eddie Vestidarian, 7 tackles. Eddie, man, I'll tell you, all he does is he says, "What do you want me to do, coach?" If he said, "Eddie, well, listen, man, if a coach says, I want you to go stretch over there," he's going to go stretch with the greatest intent of doing the best stretch of his life. That's the way he takes everything. And coaches love him. They absolutely love him because he's just works so hard and focuses and does everything to his max ability. Well, if you had everybody be an Eddie Vestidarian, you might actually go undefeated, right? All right, but all the other players, who else is playing? Well, Mike Lockhart, man. I mean, there is a lot of defenders. They shot Mike Lockhart. You know, you look at a couple of the other guys, man, Redwood, Asani Redwood. I mean, they are playing a lot, and they are getting effectiveness out of that, which I'm sure we'll see as it keeps on going. And you're going to need that depth now. You're going to need that depth as the season progresses.
And then our coverage was much improved. I know we talked about that a little bit in detail after the game. And then third down, complete 180 from what we did last year on third downs.
Well, I'll tell you, third downs. Well, that's because the wide receivers of the opposing teams were playing on air. And that's different. I'm going to show you in the film. Hey, now they're going up and challenging. They didn't against Penn State. They didn't challenge. They didn't against Duquesne as much either. They really started challenging against Penn and Texas Tech. And I will stand by that statement because I showed the film. I showed how they played soft. I showed where RPO came into effect because they're outnumbered and they weren't doing the right, aligned right, or whatever the problem was, and giving them 10, 12 yards cushion to go ahead when it's 3rd and 10 and you're giving 12 yards, easy to get a first down. Easy to get Duquesne did it, right? Okay, so good. So again, answering the question there, Brandon Lewis, hey, this is while you fix the secondary. You go ahead and you create pressure. What Neal Brown just said, you create pressure on the quarterback and you get tighter on your coverages and it gets better. And you contest and you put your hands on the receivers and you try to redirect them and get them out of their routes. You just don't let them run free. Just when you let them run free, that is doomsday for sure.
Where we got to improve. I thought we got tired at the end. If you look at the last drives, I think it was 12, 13, and 15 plays. We didn't play as well late. We missed some tackles. We didn't miss earlier in the game. Some of that's the Brooks kid is good. And we got a little high. And so I think we can play the run better.
See, I'll tell you what, I like that about Neal Brown, saying we can play the run better and not accepting that they won. Yes, but I'll tell you, that fourth quarter was close, right? And they came back. Good thing they didn't start out that way. And again, a lot of it had to do with WVU defense, but the Texas Tech offense went ahead and put more yards on, and Taj Brooks did rush for over 150 yards. All right. So again, there is something to be concerned about. They're better at tackling. They've been better. I'm not going to depart. I'm not going to sit there and say, but you need to get better. You need to get better. And I think they know that. I think they've understood it. They came back this whole camp. You talked about tackling, and I sat there and I was like, all right, Dante, right? And Dante came on there and was like, listen, we're going to be tackling calloused. And I'll tell you, Dante, right? Good job, man. Because what I'm seeing is better tackling all around. Not perfect tackling, but better. And keep going and keep improving.
Offensively, I thought the O-line and tight ends played really well. Our O-line is going to be the strength of our entire football team, and Wyatt Milam and Zach Frazier and those guys, they continue to play at really an elite level.
There's no doubt that Zach Frazier and Wyatt Milam are elite. Doug Nestor is elite to a degree for sure. You saw that Tomas Remock, he got hurt, but boy, he has a future. And you see Brandon Yates play. Who is this Brandon Yates? I'm not sure. And, it did a good job, man. Did a good job as a group. The tight ends, I've been saying it all year about Cole Taylor. And, Davis, the other tight end. All right. I mean, so, again, they're putting it together. And somebody wrote out yesterday on a show saying that the yards weren't elite or whatever. Well, they won the game in this offensive line. They were putting 7 and 8 guys in the box, and they were still rushing the ball and still winning. All right, the Mountaineers were still winning. I do think that they can get better. I think that they will play better. But I also think, man, that Texas Tech, they had some dudes there. They had 2 fifth-year dudes. They're playing as super seniors. I mean, that's the 2 interior guys. And so there's some dudes in there that were special. That whole defense was junior, senior, except for the the Will linebacker, or the Mike Backer, who's a redshirt freshman, who's advanced, who's going to be really pretty good down another year or so. So again, offensive line, you didn't go ahead and allow a lot of TFLs. All right, you got up there. You've heard Neal Brown say that running backs, they need to help out a little bit better from this game. All right, maybe not quite as good as it was against Pitt, okay, or against Penn State.
And I thought our tight ends, Cole Taylor and Traylon Davis, both played well, both in the run and the pass game.
Well, I'll tell you what, boy, Traylon Davis, listen, man, that dude is, if he doesn't jump off sides and inside the red zone, that is a good start right off the bat. He did about 3 or 4 of those last season, and now he's improved. And Cole Taylor, I'm telling you, the guy doesn't mind mixing it up. When you have a tight end that doesn't mind mixing it up, and he can go ahead and catch one-handed receptions because he's got a wingspan of 29 feet. Just kidding, exaggerating. All right, but he's got that huge wingspan. He can do a lot of things. And then when you watch him run, it's like, wow, wait, there's one guy trying to bring him down. And it seems like there's always takes at least 2 guys, and they're going at his knees now, right? Because they realize how tough he is. And that's a big deal. So what we got? Buck Rollins, you got TCU had 17 returning starters. What are you talking about last year? What are you talking about, man? Give me some more info.
We controlled the clock, and I thought we had 2 huge answers on after Texas Tech scores. So we throw the bad pick. They get it on the short field. Defense holds, which was a huge play. Texas Tech goes up 3-0, and then we immediately respond with a touchdown drive, a long touchdown drive. I think we ran the ball every play maybe, but
you know what I liked about that? They did respond. That's something. That's important. That's a psyche. All right, when a team goes ahead and scores, boy, you get your can back on that field, and you get your can going again. Bop, 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 bop. And it doesn't affect you, and you don't sit there and be like, worried with a redshirt quarterback's first start. No, you all come together, and you come back out, and you respond. That's what you like about it, and that tells you a lot about the players that you have.
As far as improving, we didn't play well enough at running back or receiver. Like, we got to play way better. At either one of those positions. We got to do more. We got to make more plays to help the quarterbacks.
Got to make more plays to help. I'll tell you what. It's what I said at the game. Everybody knows it. It's not like it's a big secret. And you got to catch about 7 drops that I counted. That's just my official count. I thought that Nico threw the ball better than actually what Neal Brown said. Being is that because I think that empowerment is great. I say, hey, Nico, good job. This is where you did wrong. See that first interception? Yeah, that's where you did wrong. But you know what? I have a ton of faith in you, man, because I'm going to empower you to be successful. I'm going to empower you to go ahead and be successful because I know you will be, and I know you're good enough, and I know you got all the intangibles and the tangibles to do it. And that's why you're going to be an excellent player down the line. I'd say the same thing about Garrett Green. I would say the same thing about Garrett Green and say, he's just still young and starting. I would be there and I would put it out there and say, this is what you can do better. You can do better. And don't you dare throw into the opponent's hands again.
And our pass game just all around has got to be better. It wasn't a game. I mean, we call it a decent number of pass plays, really. But we just didn't do a very good job executing. We can throw it better at quarterback. We need to protect him a little better. But we just didn't make a whole lot of plays in space, and we got to do better than that.
Well, he's right about that, and they got to do better. Again, I'm going to tell you, I think Nico could have been 19 out of 21. I really do. Maybe 18 out of 21. I'll even go 17 out of 21. What would be that percentage? Even if it's that, if everybody was catching balls that were right there in his hands, right there in his hands.
First obvious question is injuries, Garrett, and then there are others, obviously.
Yeah, so we're going to see Garrett he was available on Saturday, but he did not warm up very well, and he would have emergency been ready, but we'd have had to help him out. And so I really don't want to play him until he's fully healthy. And he didn't make a whole lot of progress from Wednesday to Saturday. He worked with our trainers today. We'll see what he has Tuesday and Wednesday. And so I really don't have any more than that. If he can practice full go on Tuesday and Wednesday, then he'll play. If he can't, then probably be the same, because then that would give him 2 weeks from Thursday to really get himself healthy.
So what that's telling me, Garrett Green is probably not going to be ready. And I'm taking that from, I'm trying to read in between the lines when Neal Brown is saying that he probably won't be ready. Why would you go with a quarterback whose best asset are his legs, where his ankle is connected? His best asset are his legs. Why would you go with that if he's not 100% when you have a young buck like Nico who can go ahead and win a couple of games? I mean, he hasn't lost yet. I mean, he's 3-0 going back to Oklahoma State game, and then you go ahead and you put him in there for the Pitt game, majority of the reps, and then you go ahead and you play him. He's winning the games. Now, that's a great team effort, and I say team, and it has a lot to. It's not just because of Nico. That's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that you have a better opportunity of winning than going with a quarterback that is not fully at 100%.
Anybody?
White, is that a guy you like?
Yeah, no doubt. But he's got to practice better. That's the thing with these young guys, man, is they got to earn the opportunity in practice. Not just for me or their position coach, but for their teammates.
You know what's really cool about that? What I like about Neal Brown saying that? I'm going to tell you what I like about Neal Brown saying that is he's got to earn that from his teammates. Say what? What did you just say? From his teammates. Yeah, he's got to earn it. I like that. That's telling me, like saying, listen, man, you're not just going ahead and get it. You got to go and practice hard. You got to be involved. And he's talking about Jaheim White, who's a freshman. He's a freshman. So you never know what's going on in a freshman's head. That's why I don't ever count on freshmen until you count on a freshman when you see them perform. Because you just never know. And you could look at C.J. Dowson last year, the 6 games that he had, the specialty of those 6 games, and that was great. But then you just never know what other freshmen are going to do. So you never, ever know. There we go.
Penalties. You guys had some struggles there last year. This year you've been really good, and it was decisive this past weekend. Is it something you coach up, or is it just veterans understanding things?
No, I think there's an intentionality to it. We really talked about being a disciplined team this year, and what does that look like? And
got to say it. Penalties are down. They looked better disciplined. And he goes on to talk about, pad level, leverage, high and low. If you're high, you're going to hold, going to do things on the perimeter. Outside leverage, hands inside or outside. You want your hands inside. That's what they're getting better at. And they've made improvements in that. You got to acknowledge it because they're not getting those calls, and they're beating teams in the penalty field. And that's discipline. That's better. That is important. It's something to say, hey, yeah, let's keep it going now. Let's not jinx it. Let's not go ahead and start all of a sudden forgetting. No, you got to continue with your thought process and the way you're practicing and getting prepared and mentally focused. But that is so important. There's no doubt about it. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and hide that. Now we're going to go right to the film. Let's get that defensive film up, right? I'm anxious to get to it because I really want to show this, and I think it's cool. So let's go ahead and pop it. All right, we're going to start out again. The first 4 out of 5 series were 3 and outs. That's really impressive. We have for this defense. Now, you're looking at here, they come out, it's 1st and 10, 12:45. You're looking at the tight end down by the 10-yard line number. All right, so you got 2x2 here, and you got we call that strong gun because it's to the tight end in a run formation. Right there, he goes in motion, the Baron, the receiver, which I thought they did a nice job on him, shutting him down. Right off the bat, they're going to use that numbers in the box and go ahead, and the quarterback, he liked to run. He was sharp. He was the most attempts on the team for rushing heading into this game. So, again, not a surprise right there. You're going to see it again. I'm just going to run through these fast, but look at this defense. Look at the front. You can see here, right there to coming right up, and there is who? There's Aubrey Burks coming up. But you're going to see that a lot. So you got 2nd and 7 coming in here. We're going to let it roll. Look at the coverage right here. Okay, there was cover 4 right there coming out. And look at pressure. Mike Lockhart again. There's Eddie Vestinarian. Eddie. I like saying Eddie right there. Watch it. Watch the penetration. All right, that was the tackle, nose, twist. Tackle went first. Nose came around. They got penetration. All right, I don't like that in the run situations, but I do like it in pass situations. And you can see putting the pressure on there. And there was outside contained by Sean Martin, which is really good. So you see the quarterback couldn't run outside. Why? Because, look, there's outside contained right there. Sean Martin. That's what you're talking about when I say gap integrity, interior and outside. Again, how many guys did they bring right there? Good play right off the bat. Was it Miller right there? And you're 1, 2, 3. They're going to rush 4 here. I like 4. There you go. Bring 4. Again, it was up, not a bad throw, but a better play by Miller on defense. Keep it rolling. Next series, right? That was 3rd and 7. You can see it. That's good. He did not interfere with him. I like that. So now you got 1st and 10, and we're rolling right on through. Now, that's nothing but I think that's, let me see the second play here. Again, we got the tight end coming around. Oh, it's just a guard, H, tight end, pull counter. There you go. Looking good. All right, Taj Brooks, again, he was a great football player, but tackling was secure, especially in the beginning. They're going to push it to 1st down, and you can see here. But the routes are not bad, and I can see here the zone that they're looking and seeing it as they're entering. Again, watch the receiver. Did you see that right there? Did you see number 1 up top, right up here? Okay, he tried to reroute that receiver, and that means he rerouted him, and that is good stuff. And it helps because it takes you out of sync, and it makes you go to the check down to the running back. Now, let's attack that and get to the running back first. But again, I'm saying is that was a pretty good thing, and just got to keep running through just so you can really take a look here and understand what is going on. Open field tackling, you see them, they're breaking down. They're I think Malachi Ruffin got the worst of that situation, but you see the quarterback, a play action pass. He's once again up there, and that's 1st and 10, and it's an incomplete pass. He didn't get his feet in. Oh, they were rushing 4 again, but what I like is they have that outside contained. This Shaw, he was not ready to go outside and be able to run outside all the time. Look at this, 2nd and 10, he's running it again. It's called gap integrity. And I'm looking at it, and look at who's coming down there. Inside, it's Aubrey Burks. All right. It's really good stuff. And right there you go. Yep. Getting the pressure on the outside all day long. He's got 3 PBUs. I think he had his sack, and he's defensive champion. And just I say I've been tough on him. I've been tough on him because last year I think he was one of the worst defenders in the tackling situation. So I'm going to say it. Great game. Great game because, again, I admit, I tell you the truth, man. When you don't play well, I'm going to tell you. I know when I didn't play well, I was told I didn't play well. And so it's just the way it is. This isn't Little League, right? Open field tackling, Aubrey Burks. I thought he was special right here. Boys, 4th down. Open field tackle coming in from the safety position, as you can see, watching him go. Watch him run, man. That's intense. That's good. Open. That's what we're talking about, open field tackling. I think it's absolutely special that he's doing this. You're going to see it again. Watch him coming in just zeroing in, man. And that's what an improvement over last season. You see it right here. Now he's trying to get up. Now, how many times you see it? Now, this is where the injury came about, I believe, and you have, I think it's where the injury came about, but you have them trying to escape and run on a situation. Now, 3rd and 7, here you go. I think he's hurt. Chofin, this is going to be the last play. Yep, that's it. Not much. All right. So he's out. Now you're dealing with the guy in the second team. Feels real bad for the for the man. I'm not didn't get there and show up, but boy, I'll tell you what, man, that's tough. Tough. I broke my ankle. I know what that means. And I'm not sure if he broke his ankle, but he broke something down there, and it wasn't good. Okay, so now look at that 1st and 10. Got the backup quarterback in, one that torched you last year. Little redemption here for the secondary. Taj Brooks, he's got to go ahead. He's got to get 5 yards right off the bat. And I like this. I like what they play with a 4-man defensive line. He does get outside, but you see the corner coming up and playing some force. He gets 5 yards. Not the best to play, or 4 yards to say that, not the best of plays, but he gets it. Now, watch it here. Boy, I'll tell you what, all right, good job. You got Miller out there on safety, making the wide receiver. Bad throw. It was just bad throw. We're not going to lie about that one. Not a good throw there by the quarterback. And here, look at this. Oh, now, Aubrey Burks. You saw him in the run game. Now you're seeing him, in the passing game, and he's making a nice break. Watch, I got some good film on this right here. Watch him make the break. That is awesome break. That is a great job. If he can do that all year long, look at the arrow there. He sees it. He reads it. Perfect timing. Get your hands in there. And that's just a great job. You know what? Off the field, man. Off the field. You see it. Nice. Keep it rocking. Keep it rolling. And so now you're starting off the next series. You got 1st and 10. All right, this is Eddie Vestinarian. I wanted to show this. You see him. You see there's a blitz coming, but they're going with the tackle pulling across. But look at Eddie Vestinarian just running down the field. Now, we saw Mike Lockhart do this a couple of times, and it's something that you're seeing Andrew Jackson, the defensive line coach. Obviously, he's doing it now. They got the penalty, so they're taking it back. But I do appreciate the hustle, and you can see that it was a good effort, good job. You know, the quarterback's going to roll out, and this is what makes me nervous. How does this guy get beyond cover? It's cover 3 is what it is, and 3 deep. So he's going to roll out. Wish he could have kept maintained, but you're not going to stop him from that. And the pass was off. And again, is how do you let this guy? You're going to see from the rear shot, the end zone shot, that he's just taking and just running right on by. I have no idea. If you're a 3rd deep, you better stay a 3rd deep, whether that be left, central, or right. Right here. Look up here to your upper right. You can see his legs. There he goes, running right on by Aubrey Burks there. Call it out, Aubrey, and you got Miller there. Listen, man, you're going to be playing cover 3 deep. You got to know who's trying to go above, who's trying to get beyond, who's trying to stretch and open it up. 2nd and 20 now. You had the penalty. Check it out. Going to do the same thing. Going to try to roll it. Now he's right there. Bad throw again. Maybe a drop pass. I mean, these guys just could not get in sync for anything. But again, putting pressure. You see the pressure coming. Here comes up here the linebacker, forcing the quarterback to throw. Wild throw. Not the best of the reactions. Again, now you're looking right there. There's your 8-man drop. I don't like the 3-man drop. It's now 3rd and 20. But again, you're just dropping 3 or rushing 3, leaving it wide. I don't like it. You don't put any pressure on the quarterback. You give him time. That's me. I'm telling you what I don't like, and I'm going to stick with it. All right, so it's 4th down now. And out here, the score's 10-3. I think these coaches, and I'm going to talk about West Virginia as well, these coaches that I see it in the NFL and people are going for it, these analytics are saying it, I think people are losing their common sense. Common sense. And to be quite honest with you, West Virginia was very, very, very fortunate that they went for that 4th and 1 and they gave it to him because he didn't make it. I'm telling you that right off the bat. I'll show it to you. But right off the bat, right there, 4th and 6, it's 10-3. Why not punt the ball? Maybe get inside the 10-yard line and go. I don't get it. I don't. This right here, and this is your play, and what this? So who's that? That's Lance Dexton out there who we talked about. He's doing what? He's playing the spear position, but he's in his zone. What I tell you, when you're in zone coverage, you treat the guy like man when he's in zone. Well, what's going on right here? Yeah, dog. That's the way, dog. That's the way to do it, right? Okay, very good. So now you're covered and you're doing good, man. And that's what you're talking about with zone coverage. And you treat the man like you treat him like he's man. And it's zone. That is so cool. I'm totally digging that. But that was 4th down. Stupid. Punt the ball. 4th and 6. It's like this whole era is going back to. I don't know. I'm not going to say it. I'm not even going to say the D word for Dana. I'm not even going to go there. All right. So you got 1st and 10. We're in the 3rd quarter, opening up, and you see the running here. I thought this was times. You heard Neal Brown say that they need to stop the run better, but you see right here, going ahead, and here's when they're actually getting on the ball, coming at it, doing a nice job, and bringing that up. Aubrey Burks, I like when he plays up close to the line of scrimmage. I like when he attacks the line of scrimmage. I hope he doesn't get too gusto, and then they try to throw something behind him. I wish anything ill will on Aubrey Burks, but he is coming up, and he's coming up hard. Just remember that, because he is coming. I'll tell you what, but he is tough nails, man. And you live by the sword, you play by the sword. Sometimes you die by the sword. All right, bad throw here. Look at this. Okay, you got to see right here is that the coverage is there. You see a total blanket on the zone right off the bat. Nowhere for them to go. That's important. All right, that's important. Now, look at this coming right through. Oh, man. There you go. Look who's fired up. Yeah, look who's fired up. There you go, coming in the blitz. There you go. How about I showed you Taj Brooks in the pregame the day before, the game day breakdown the day before, and I showed you that he's a good blocker. Well, not that time, right? Not that time. And he just kept coming. Man, good job. Good game. Little redemption there from last year, that's for sure. And again, I liked it so much, I did it thrice. There you go. And pressure. Yeah, Eddie Vestaderi. Look at Eddie Vestaderi there. He's out there. He's flexing, man. Oh, dude cracks me up because he's tough as nails. And you see the penetration. Yeah, man, I'm totally digging that. Totally digging it. And Sir Marquise Floyd. Again, I was tough on him last year, but he deservedly so. This is better in this game. So give him, hey, kudos, brother. Kudos. Appreciate it. Preston Fox. I told you I'd show you a little bit of this, huh? Look at this return. When have you seen that? When have you seen that? I'm being serious. When have you seen that type of return in the punt game? I haven't seen it. I don't remember. If somebody knows it and sees it here, let me go down here and see if anyone has anyone seen it. Anybody seen? No, there's nobody. All right, I jacking it back up. There you go. Nobody has seen West Virginia return the punt like that all year long. All year, man. All year. And let me see here. All right, we might be done here for what I want to show here because so we can move. Yeah, let's go. We'll move to offense now. We'll take it down and let's go ahead and jump on that offense a little bit. If we got time later in the week, we'll go ahead and show some more. But I want to get to a little bit of Nico and the offense and the offensive line. This is good stuff, is it not? I mean, seriously, how can you not like just looking at film and breaking it down and understanding why they do things? Why do you do things? Why are the coaches saying this and saying that? Well, you see it on film. Sometimes you're like, I don't even know what they're talking about, but this is what I'm talking about, and this is the good stuff right here. So let's take it on back and to the first play, and you can see opening up. So you got double down below. It looks like you're going to go in motion. You got the tight end in a 1-by-1 hip pocket. What do you got? Okay, he's not in motion. So you got, 3-by-1 here and to the left. And it was 3-by-1. It was strong gun. And you go, all right, so what did I say the last 3 games? Move the pocket, especially at Penn State. Everything was drop back. Oh, And I felt bad for Garrett Green right there, right? I mean, it was just all those pressures. Drop back. Got to go ahead, and you got to move that pocket. Use their assets. Nico's got the same thing. Nico has the same skills as Garrett Green with his legs. Maybe not as fast, but watch it. He's pretty doggone fast, and he's 231 pounds. All right? What is he? He's 231 pounds. Say what? No. He's bigger than linebackers, some of them. All right? That's what we're talking about. And he's a freshman. Again, look at him. He's out. You see the ball. It's a whip. He gets it right to Clement right there, and he catches the ball. Good job, Hudson Clement, catching the ball first play of the game. All right. Now, I don't mind that play. And to be quite honest with you, I don't mind the second play. I mind the third one. There you go. Now, this is what I do like. Look at this shifting. All right. This helps out a young quarterback being this shifting because it makes the defense react. And that's what I thought was really important. And the other, I have to talk about it another time. I missed that point. Can't go back to it now. Too late. All right, so now they got the shift, and you see where it went to. You still got the tight end, the hip by hip pocket. Now, I like this. Look at this. This is wide open, man. There you go. Now, watch it. You're not catching this guy, right? I don't know if he falls there. I don't know if he's sliding. I don't know what he does, but he's got over 15 yards, and we're close to 15 yards here. But, again, I like him pulling the ball. I like his cuts. Dude, now you don't tell me he's slow. That's a runner. That is a runner. If that's not a Garrett Green jet, then that's what do you call those A-10, those tank busters out there, right? A-10 plane that buffs that goes out and they blow up the tanks in the battlefield. Those A-10, right? Right there, boom, boom, boom. That's what he is. That's what he is. And he's got the quick release. And don't tell me he's slow because he's not slow. And he's heavy and he's tough to bring down. That's what I like. That's what he has. Good blocking. You see, what about Carter up there blocking on that one? That was a good block. If he can do it once, he can do it again. He can do it again and again and again. And that's what you want. All right, go ahead, man. There you go. Good blocking. It's a good play. Now, I don't like this play on the third play of the game for a redshirt freshman. I don't like it. All right, let him keep getting into the game. Let him keep getting success before it goes negative. But what I do like, the fact is that the offensive line gives him time. I like the fact that he steps up into it. And that ball was close. I don't know, man. That Neal Brown says that, that he didn't like a couple of his balls being thrown that are deep. And I'm saying, I don't know if I liked a couple of the routes by the receivers. I think it's 1+1 equals 2. I'm not so sure all of that was Nico. I'll be quite honest with you. I watched this and I broke it down. And not afraid to say what I'm going to say either. So, again, he goes out of bounds. You got to stay in bounds, the receiver, and that's not a badly thrown ball. Anything shorter could have been, problems with an interception. So that's not a badly thrown ball. And right here, you see the ball being handed off. It's 2nd and 10. And you got to like what you see here to the left side. I mean, this is shaping up to be a nice play. You got out here Cole Taylor out there blocking on the edge. You have C.J. Dowson cuts it back. And it closed up more. I tell you what, I was a little surprised here because I really thought this was looking pretty good. And then it closed down fast. And the safety came up and made a nice play. That's for sure. So now, all right, so now you went ahead 1st and 10. You went for the bomb. And if it would have worked, they would have been like, yeah, great play, great. Yeah, I know. And if it would have worked, that would have been awesome. But you see that here, then you go back to 2nd and 10, you gain a yard. After your start, you just gained 15. And I would have liked something here. I thought Nico, maybe he could have gone up the center. Brandon Yates, not sure. He felt the pressure from the outside. Let's take a look at it again. 1001, 1002, 1002. I'm not so sure he had to go ahead and run right here. I mean, I could see a guy over here, but again, is the pocket. Brandon Yates, I don't want to throw him under the bus right here. Not so sure that that's not a good thing. And if you watch here in the end zone, all right, and you can say, well, that was a sack on Brandon Yates, but again, watch it here. You got the end zone shot. All right. And now you see there's a little bit of a split right there up the middle. So again, Nico, feeling it beginning here. I think he's overreacting here. I think he's feeling pressure that's not quite there. He could step up in the pocket. He could have run up the middle, but he went to the outside. I think that's just a learning. Again, I'm going to call it straight. I'm a fan of Nico Marchio because I think he's got great potential, but that's a learning lesson right here. This is a learning lesson for Nico, all right? I think he pulls the ball down too quick. I think he's too quick to go ahead and get out of it. And a couple of his draw plays, too, I think there has to be better timing. I'm not sure it was spot. I think he rushed it a little bit. But again, these are small things that you're like, dang, man, next time, yeah, I get it. I get it. The light bulb goes on, and it's like, I get it. All right? That's your first series right there. Okay, so 1st and 10, second series. All right, this is the one that he's going to wish he could forget. Okay, but you know what I like about that? Do you see the pistol right there? That's the pistol. Man, I like it when you go from the gun to the pistol. You go under center at quarterback. You're moving it, man, and it changes the timing. I talked about this yesterday with Frank and Coach Al Johnson, right? Is that you go underneath the center, you go to the pistol right here, or you go to the gun, and it's 3 different timings for the defense, and it gives you more of your resume as an offense, and it makes the defense study more, and it's really important. A really important note that they're mixing this up. Good job, Chad Scott. Good job, Neal Brown or Matt Moore, whoever is doing all this. That is solid, man. Solid. And you're doing stuff, you're adding more. All you can do is add more and make it more difficult if you can keep it simple. Right? You see it's the pistol. CJ Downson's behind him. But again, look at the blocking here. All right, good job. You heard Neal Brown say Wyatt Milam had a big day. Zach Frazier, of course, we've come to, that's almost robotic, right? Almost robotic. Doug Nestor going out and playing hard. I'm telling you, Doug Nestor, I still think he's a guard. I don't think he's a tackle, but I think he's doing it for the team here. But I think at the next level, he's a guard. But I think, again, he's doing a really good job. So, and it doesn't matter if they sit there and they can adjust it. He'll be all right. All right, but so check it out. Check this out, man. Good job, good job. Oh, I like it. It's man on man. Offensive lineman getting up to the second level. Did you see that? I should have pointed that out earlier. Offensive lineman getting to the second level, which means you get past the defensive line in first, second and 4. Oh, my goodness. Great protection, great pass pro concept. This is Nico's fault, and I'm no way am I saying anything else. But you got to get off man coverage, man. You see this man coverage? He's covered by 2 there, so bad throw. But look up here. Covered, right? Covered here. Got to get open. If it's man, it's the man defensive coverage by Texas Tech. You got to get open. And bad throw by Nico. No doubt about it. Want that one back? All right. You know what that is? I call that the freshman curve. Freshman curve, baby. Yeah, because you know why? You go ahead and you learn your lesson. All right. So same play here. All right. Let's keep it going here. I just beat up on a freshman. All right. But I do believe that he's definitely going to learn his lesson and see if they can't do better here. All right, here we go. Let's check this out. There we go. 1st and 10. And what are we seeing here? All right, so now we're going to get guns strong trips. Okay, unless someone goes in motion. And 1st and 10, I did. This is at the 24-yard line, bringing the tight end around. Oh, that play just killed Pitt. All right, now look at this. All right, you have this guy. He's straddling the box right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You have 7 guys in the box with one here, 7.5. And what happens when he goes in motion? See the slide over? You got 8 guys in the box right there. 8. And you say they're only rushing this amount of yards. And, well, that's beating more than what you got. You have 6 up there with the tight end, right? There we go. Let's go back and make sure we got it here. You got 6. That's right, 6. And you're outnumbered defensively in the box. And what you do is you go ahead and you hit that outside the box like you did against Pitt. That's a good job. That's where they keep whacking them. All right, so actually there's 7 dudes, all right, and there's 8 defenders. So you're still outnumbered, but you got 2. Oh, that's only 1 tight end. 2 tight ends. I apologize. That's 12 personnel. All right, so you're still outnumbered. 8 defenders to 7 right here. And they're running the ball, man. And then you got CJ. Now, you heard Neal Brown say he's got to do better, but not on that play. Now, this play, you can't say that CJ is going to do better. All right, so you take this again, and what do you got here? All right, let's watch this. 1st and 10. It's a draw play. We've seen this. I like the diamond here at backfield, and I like the different things that you can do out of this. And, it's handing off there. Didn't work out. Let it go. Okay, that wasn't a great play, but you did gain a yard. And so now you're looking up at 2 there by 1 down here with the tight end. You got motion coming back. And Jalen Anderson, okay, so I'm not sure why he didn't get the ball more. I thought maybe he would have been played a little bit more. But I'll tell you this. This right here, this is going to be when they go ahead, and I love the shifting. I love it. I love bringing them in or bringing them all in. I love bringing them all out. I love moving around, making that defense realign and attack. I absolutely love it. All right. Now, I think even the announcers were calling in the game and saying, all right, yeah, happens. This is going to be a quarterback draw. And I think there's different ways to maybe run this. Again, get out of the way, Zach Frazier or Nico. Don't hit him. One or the other. But this was good. So you got 5 in the box. You got 5. You outnumber them in the box. This is a good play. And they're going to defend with 5, man. Yeah, this is cool. Just get Zach Frazier out of the way. Big man. Big man. Move it, big man. And again, maybe you have to make that develop a little bit more with Nico. I'm not sure. I'm not throwing Zach under the bus. I'm not throwing Nico under the bus. But there's got to be a little bit of better timing there. A little better timing. And, of course, Frazier didn't actually even have anyone. He was looking to go hunt somebody down. And then there you go, a little bit of taste of Rodney Gallagher coming around, showing his spurts that he has there. Love to see him be able to catch the ball. Don't know what's going on. That receiver rotation is supposed to get shorter. We'll see. But, again, you got to be excited when you see Rodney here, young Rodney, get the ball here and make some plays. And Jalen Anderson throwing his body in the block. I don't know how pretty that looked, but he gave great effort doing so. So that's pretty good. You see it right here. Watch Jalen. He just throws his body. There you go. All right. And there's Zach saying, come on, man. Come on. I'll carry you. He does that a lot. And he's used to pushing running backs and receivers, apparently, forward. All right, let's just go ahead and keep going. And Nico, again, I do think that he went ahead and nice job here. And I wonder, could he have kept this one here? I thought, well, maybe not. But if he went out a little bit, I like to see him keep the ball just a little bit more. But if there's any doubt in your mind as a quarterback, you're taught to hand the ball off. So if there's any doubt, you hand the ball off, and that's just the way it is. And so we go out here. And there you go. Got to get this 5 yards right here. Not bad getting outside. West Virginia's doing a nice job. They got numbers on the inside, so go to the outside. Very nice here. And they came to play. I think this is excellent running here, and this is an excellent offensive line. I don't think the offensive line was getting beat. Now, look at this. I tell you, Coach, you can't bring this guy down with one dude. Like in the secondary, he's 6'7". He's big. Easy throw for Nico. Easy catch and run for Cole Taylor. Big guy down the sidelines. Very, very effective, man. I got to tell you, I like it. Now here is, you see that this is the 1st and 10. Another quarterback draw. And, again, I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what was going on up top with was it a possible swing screen they could have used right there? But, he went ahead, and now he's going to go ahead and get stifled here. So not so great right here. This is the red zone, and you're trying to get, as much as you can for a touchdown and not get the field goal, but it is what it is. And you got to, so it's 3rd and 9. Look at what they have. He's going to come back. He's going to go ahead and, I love this. I love it. And I'm going to tell you why. I know they don't get the first down, right? Or actually, they get the flag. All right, so it does get a first down. But this is what I love. Watch his progression. Watch him in the pocket. He's not going 1,001, 1,002, and running out. Now, that first play I showed you, he did 1,002 and run out. But he's not doing that here. And look at this. Let's go slow-mo. It's 3rd and 9. Red zone. All right. And there you go. Okay, 1,001, 1,002. He's looking at 1. All right. He's not seeing it. Why? Because he's being held down. So now he's going to switch to 2. You see 2? You see? Look at 2. He's looking out this way. He's not looking over here at the running back. Now he's going to go ahead and check down. See that? Look at that. And he moves his feet, and he turns his feet, his hips, and he flips the ball off. Again, they didn't get a first down. But they did get it by the penalty. Now I actually got that there to show you that it was a legit penalty that they got this first down. But again, right here, you see Preston Fox. He's totally getting dragged down by that. But I love the progression. Nico saw it. Okay, that's learning. That is going to pay dividends in down the road. Learning, and he stood in the pocket, and the pocket wasn't too much for him, and the offensive line and gave him the time for that pocket, but he stood in there and he went through his progression. That's watching it, man. That's watching the progression. My gosh, I don't know how many times I've seen a West Virginia quarterback in the last 4 or 5 years go through a progression like that. Honestly, I don't know. Maybe I'm making too big of a deal about it, but that is progression, and that's a young quarterback that's thinking and reacting and executing. And you're going to see right here, gets stymied at the offensive line. This is not elite blocking, but again, look what we got here. You got a trips bunch right here, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got 5, 6 offensive line with a tight end up top. I mean, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You got 9. You got 10 defenders around the ball right here. All right, so maybe this is not. You see, Trenton Davis gets beat to the inside there, and just not a good play. Maybe you might want to think about it. There's Zach Frazier. He's doing a bear hug with the dude. And now you got to go ahead and you brought them all in. The trips bunch right there, brought them all in. And now you're doing what? Now, do you think this is this going to be a pass? The last time he did this, it was what? It was a draw. What's he going to do? Well, he's going to draw it. And there you go. So, again, when you see him all split out, he go empty. Defenses are going to be watching this film now. So it's something to think about. Doesn't mean you can't do it, because you still got numbers in the box, right? What are the numbers here? We'll see it again, I'm sure, right there. So they all shifted out. And what do you got here? You got 4 in the box, with a steeper safety there with 5. You got to like those numbers. Got to like the numbers. And you know what? Got to like the result of the play. What I hate here, this is what I hate, okay? Look at the 3-man rush. Look at the 3-man rush. And then knowing that when you go empty, the dude likes to do what? He likes to go to the draw. Now, this defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, all right, I just figured out, the announcers figured out, when they would go empty set, all right, it's 3 and 2, all right, they go ahead and, guess what? The announcers figured out it could be a quarterback draw. So why are you doing a twist on this 3rd and 9 when you're sitting here? Look at this. I mean, come on, man. It's wide open. You just opened the gate for him. You said, here's the gate. Open it. Come on in. It's a swinging gate. It's open. It's not blocked. Go ahead. That's what they just did. And knowing that, well, you know what? The percentages are, he's going to go ahead and do a quarterback draw because that's what he's done. I can show you the last game. I can show you Garrett Green doing that. I mean, I can show you that goes back to last year's Oklahoma. All right, but you look at this, and these guys getting paid all that money to do that. Oh, I don't see it, man. I don't see it. Right there. Good job. Good job, offense. Good job, man. I totally appreciate it. I guess what I'm trying to tell you is I'm really shocked. I'm shocked by what these defenses are doing. And, go ahead, drop 8 and rush 3, and then we're going to twist it away so there's nobody even in the middle by the end zone against a guy who loves the quarterback draw. Have I made my point? I think I have. All right. Here you go. Going back here. Oh, look at this. He's under center, right? We've had the gun. We've had, the pistol. And we have the under center. Mixing it up, mixing and matching. There's an offensive coordinator somewhere in there, whether it's Neal Brown, whether it's Chad Scott, whatever. There's somebody in there saying, all right, we're cooking with a little bit of excellent chicken wing grease. That's right. You know why? Because when you cook with excellent chicken wing grease, you get excellent chicken wings, baby. Excellent. Golden fried. Right there. Get in there. Oh, you got to like that, running. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Doing the dance. You got to dig this, man. Offensive line making moves here, blocking, and doing a nice job. Yeah. I totally like this. I like the big man up front. When you go ahead, you lose a lineman, another one comes in, and it just replaces it. And Hubbard. How about that? Mr. Hubbard. Hubba. How about a hubba, right? Okay, I like that. Good job. And coming out here, look at this. Right there, the screen. Break the tackle, man. Break the tackle, right? Help your dudes out. A little bit of yak yards, a little bit of yards after catch. Yak. Right. Look at Wyatt Milam right there. Going ahead. And oh, man, how about Devin Carter? Yeah, a little more strain there. Who was that? Mike Rollins, you said that, right? A little more strain right there would help. But how about this? How about a little bit of high stepping, right? Boom, pick up those knees, right? Get away from that leg tackle right there and get it going. That's what Mr. Brady. He's very talented. I still think he's gonna come on strong. I still do. We're seeing this here. Watch the screen. I love the action. All the action. I'd like to see more of this. More misdirection. More. Give me more, not less. Get the ball. There you go. All right. Now break the tackle. Yeah, we know. DC, Devin, yeah, we know, man. It's all right. All right, get it next time because you won the game and it didn't cost it. So there you go. Ooh. Not sure what happened here. Not great. Right there, you're seeing penetration come in. And you see the lineman coming around. Oh, I see it. All right. Lineman missed the dude coming up. You got to do a little tighter course, Mr. Nestor. That's the problem. And he just missed it. And again, now that's one of the balls there, I thought not a great throw. All right. So, Nico, let's get the better throw going right here. I thought you could do it. I mean, a catchable ball, anything is, but yeah, that's not on. That's on both because anything touches your hand, you should catch it. But that's on Nico. That's a definite right there. And I like this play call though. I like it's confusing. It's a nice short yardage play, pass, and just you got to execute better. And I don't know how that popped in there, but we always like watching Ronnie Gallagher and then when Cole Taylor. Yep, there you go. Looking good, guys. Keep it going. Keep it rolling. All right, and one more with Donaldson coming in. I'm going to have to get on my team, man, for all these plays here. All right. So 1st and 10, second quarter, 12:42. You're going to see Raider coming across, and they're starting to get the idea of that outside play. Texas Tech, that is the feeling. Too much penetration here on Nestor from getting blown back, and that hurts. Oh, actually, I'm Brandon Yates. Sorry, Doug. That's not you. That's Brandon Yates. Come on, Brandon. You can't get that penetration right there. Screwed up the play. All right, here you go. This is right here. They're really just coming and zoning in right here on the line. Like to see a little bit better here, getting up to the next level by the offensive linemen. What happened was the offensive line stayed on that first level of the defensive line and didn't get up for the backers. All right, so once again, now it's 3rd and 8. You got to see Nico go ahead, and he gets the first down, I believe. Yeah, Anderson. Did they give him this? I think they did. And not a bad throw. Let's check it out. Let's watch it in slow motion. Well, he's looking left, and then he comes back right. It's a screen. That's the screen setup. But he did actually move the defense with his vision. Okay, now, this is 4th and 1. The score is 7-3 West Virginia, and it looks to me like they're on the 40-yard line. I got that right? Okay, I don't think they get this first down. And I called this out when I saw it. I just thought it was foolish. There's no reason why, when you're up 7-3 with 10:37 left in the second quarter inside your 40-yard line, that you have to do this. There's no reason. All right, now I know they got it, but they didn't get it. Look at that. I'm telling you, they didn't get it. They didn't budge. Look at the refs. There's no way, unless if that's what it was. Right? There's no way that you got that first down. And, I think that's a foolish call. I think analytics are saying that you can go ahead and get that. I say that could have changed the whole momentum of the game. And I was proven wrong. They got the first down. They went down and they kicked the field goal. And they scored 3 points. You can say up, in your face, Wolf, up your face, right? Yeah, but again, that doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't make sense. Why risk everything on that? Glad he was at least the quarterback center. I will say that. At least he was up in a 230-pound quarterback. I like that, but I just don't. I don't think you take this chance. 7-3. Why not do field position? You got a punter that's putting the ball way down in there. You got a defense that was playing strong all day long. I don't get it. All right, keep showing it. That's enough. All right. Let's go offensive line. By the way, let's go offensive line. Let's get more of a push right there, right? More of a push. And then you see here the back. Yeah, we're just going to let this run a little bit. I'm going to shut this baby down here. But I like the game plan. You can see I'm breaking this game film down. I'm showing exactly what it is, showing you exactly, telling you the truth of what's going on here, what's going on there. And you can make up your own mind what you think about it. Let's see, what do we got here? Let's see, Nico starts Saturday. I'm pretty sure of that. Okay, I'm going to put you up there, Kelly. Say Nico starts Saturday. I'm pretty sure of that. And let's see here. What does Timothy Green say? Wolfman, I did not mean any disrespect towards the Carter family. If it was taken wrong, I apologize. There's nothing to apologize, man. He didn't play well. There's nothing. He needs to block better. I mean, regardless. But I mean, hey, it is what it is. You didn't say anything. There's a difference. Now let's just go here, folks. There's a difference between constructive criticism, which is what I do all the time as a coach. I'm a former coach. I'm a coach at heart. That's what I do. All right. I'm not saying this person is bad for doing this. I'm saying this is what they did wrong. They know how they got to get better. What's the solution? How do you get better at that? All right. It's okay to go ahead and say you didn't play well on that, or that was not the best of game at blocking, right? Or that was not the best of game here or there. All right. It's not disrespectful. All right. It's okay. You're a fan of this team. They want you to be a fan. So you are allowed to have an opinion of what is going on. Okay, just because you're not a player on the field or you're not a coach or even someone like me that was a broadcaster or that was not a team member, that's not even anymore. Not even anymore. All right, I'm going to give out my opinions. And he needs to play better. And no matter what the reason may be, feel bad. And so don't think about it. I will not ever be that guy. I will tell you the truth. The truth is the truth is the truth. It doesn't matter because of the circumstance, but the truth is the truth. And that's the way it's got to be. Or it's a whole bunch of spin going around, whole bunch of spin. And you got the company line, and then you got the idiot line. No, you want the truth, man, right down the middle. You're all right, Mike. So good. Get me all fired up, man. And we know there's not a mean bone in your body anyways. All right, Mark Parsons, here we go. D-line has surprised me so far. Yeah, man, I can buy that. I'll take that with a little bit of a grain of salt because I don't think that they face, except for Penn State, and I don't think that they face. But I'm totally happy with it, what I've seen so far. So I can't complain. So all right, Mark Parsons. I think I know you pretty well. Let's see. Okay, so again, here we go, Mike Brown. I meant to say Texas Tech has 17 returning starters from last season, and this Texas Tech put 30 points up on Oregon. The final score was 38-30. This is the same Oregon that just put 40 points up on Colorado. Yeah, I know. And, it's the same Pitt team that lost at North Carolina badly, 41-24, something like that. I mean, I understand what you're saying. I can't argue it. I'm not going to argue with it. I'm going to have to wait. It's Missouri, man. It's the show me state. You're going to have to show me, man. And I'm just going to keep staying with it. And so far, he showed me that they're 3-1, and that's great. If you're a Mountaineer fan, which I am, and so that's great. And let's keep it going. I just told Neal Brown, man, keep winning, and you got no worries. Keep winning, and keep doing what you're doing because I think he's really working hard. I think he's really, really working hard. He's talked about it since the beginning of camp. I'm gonna give him this kudos. Right? He's talked about it since the problems that they've had, the problems that people have addressed about Neal Brown. He's been open and he's talked about it. Now, what I'm going to tell you in camp is he's more defensive in defending it in a way that was, we're going to have to wait and see. And now he's starting to get a little bit of a kind of an edge to him. And he's saying, I believed it. No one else believed that they would be 3-1. Well, all right. I guess I agree, but I didn't know Pitt was so bad either. All right, so I didn't know that team was going to be that way, and a 6-year jerk of it was going to be so bad. So again, I like the swagger. Tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Tell me. I mean, I called the Texas Tech game exactly the same way, and I said exactly what they're going to try to do and do this, and I don't feel bad whatsoever. I think I'm pretty much on target so far. Watching it when I break down the teams. Texas Tech, I said it was a 50-50. Who was going to play better that game was going to win. And the Mountaineers did. They didn't get killed. They didn't get bombed. It was good. Good stuff. All right, what's next? I kind of got sidetracked there. Mark Party replying to Kelly McCourt. 5 drops. If the ball hits in the hands, you have to make the catch. I counted 7, Mark. I counted 7 drops, man. Now, maybe I'm wrong. My eyes are not as great when I don't have my glasses on, but maybe I'm wrong on that one. But I counted 7. If the ball hits your hands as a wide receiver or tight end or a running back, the ball hits your hands, it should be caught. That's the rule. The rule way has always been the rule. Is it fair? Heck no. I mean, you've seen it. I mean, no, it's not always fair. But that's the rule. And no matter what, that ball touches your hands, it ought to be caught. All right? So there you go. So let's see here. Why did Brown start throwing the ball late in the game instead of running the ball to eat the clock? Dude, that's where I scratch my head. All right, Mark? That's where I'm scratching my head because I'm like, run. I don't think we would have come down to such a dramatic ending if you run. See, that's the one thing I still don't understand, and I'm going to be perfectly honest with the staff and Neal Brown, is sometimes they go for it, but I think they should be conservative, and sometimes they're conservative when they should go for it. I mean, I'm not exactly, and I'm not saying I'm right. All right, they're 3-1. I'm not. They are, but going to 4th and 1 on your own 42-yard line in the second quarter with 11 minutes left, you're up 7-3. You got a first-time starting redshirt freshman quarterback in. Why put your defense in jeopardy? Why not field position? I don't know. I can't answer that question. Why did you go ahead and throw 3 times to stop the clock so they didn't have to use a timeout? I'm talking about Texas Tech at the end of the game. I don't understand that. And I'm sure Neal feels good about saying why he did it, and he's going to have some reason behind it. I call it not smart. All right? That is not smart. I don't believe that's smart. I believe you run that clock. I believe you play the odds, the percentages, and okay, go ahead. We're going to try to go ahead and seal this off. Hey, if that's the way you want to listen, again, you're going to win or you're going to die by your own way. You're either going to keep your job, you're going to lose your job by your own way. And so far, he's keeping his job. I said it. The seat is cooler. He's getting ice cubes, man, and it's cooling off that seat a little bit. Now, when I say that, people are like, what are you talking about? What if it's only for? Yeah, it's only what? You're what? Into the season. You're 25% into the season. All right, so there's a whole lot of football here. But if he keeps winning, he doesn't have to worry. And if he keeps working as hard as he's doing, I can see him working hard. I can see he's got a difference with this team. This team now is nothing like the team last year. Okay, it's not the same team. Regardless, no matter what the record turns out to be, this team right now, injuries happen, things go down and can fall apart. But this team right now, this team at 3-1 is not the same team as last year. They got a whole lot more fight. They got a whole lot more belief. They got a whole lot more of everything. In fact, I would say this: ugly wins teach lessons. Ugly wins teach lessons, right? Ugly or losses teach lessons. But when you win and it's ugly, man, you can't get cocky. You can't, you get humble pie. But you still got the W. You still got, and that's the best type of victory, because even though you weren't at your best, you still got the W. And that's what counts. And that's what's going to count for his win-loss total and in this team. Now, this team keeps winning. See, here's the thing. This takes on its own living form, all right, its own breathing form. Okay, you see teams that improve as the season goes on because they're believing, because they're having success, right? You also see teams that when they fail, they start disbelieving because they're not having the success. So they get worse, right? So are you going to be the team that if you go ahead and you keep winning, keep getting the W's and you learn from that? And now if you go ahead and say, well, we won, and you blow it off and you don't get the lessons out of that, well, then you're going to lose eventually. But again, I'm saying this. So this game against TCU, and we're going to have Michael Stevens, the TCU beat writer. He's from, he's an award-winning man. He's all over the place. Total beat writer for TCU. He's going to come in on Thursday, 4:00, and he's going to break it down for us about the TCU Horned Frogs. You don't want to miss this on Thursday. And tomorrow we got a guy coming in for the SEC. I think AP Stedman, who's all over the place. SEC. We're going to have some great, and who knows? I'm going to have a little bit more of get some players, former players, I think, come on board and see what we have to say. See what they have to say about the team. I want to get their perspective. But all this, you just watch the film, man. Cool film, right? And then on Friday, we're going to have that all-game film breakdown. We're going to have covered 2 data. All great stuff right here on the WolfMan's Call. But what else? I just got to finish up here, man. And let's see this. Mark Parsons, that is what I was saying. 2 drops was the receiver's fault. The others was Nico's fault. All right. Not sure where you're going with that. And Wolfman, you always tell the truth. That's why I love you so much. And you are a great guy. You are right about that, Kelly in the court. You are right about that. And right back at you, brother. All right. I appreciate you all. Now, listen. All right. Keep it in perspective. There's a lot to be hopeful for. There's a lot. And I appreciate that Neal Brown is working hard right now because I see him working hard. We go about discipline. You see they're doing things, starting to move the pocket. They're. Why did you move the pocket against Penn State and now you are? See, that's okay. Maybe you're learning. Maybe that's what I'm saying is there are things that it's not 100% clear yet, but you're 3-1 and you can work your way through those things. and you can be positive, and you can get your team. What happens if you get this team believing that they're world beaters in football? World beaters, right? And they're like, and you empower them so much. You empower them to be world beaters, man. And then guess what? They go off and they become it. I don't know. I've seen it happen before. I've seen teams that, were supposed to be mediocre, but then that power of belief of humans come in, that special power, that faith in your teammates, that faith in what you're doing, that faith in what you've learned, that faith in the discipline that you have, that faith in the hours that you put together as a group. All right? And then you have faith in each other, you have faith in your coach. There's no stopping what you can do. There's no stopping it. And that's what I'm talking about. Empower him. So empower with Nico or Garrett. I empower young men. You guys got what it takes. But you got to do it the right way, and you got to do it my way. And you got to do it the way that you can win. And if you do that, and the rest of the team does that, then y'all can be winners. But y'all got to believe. You all have to believe. And you all have to be on the same page. And you can't have a guy that's a cancer, and there a guy that's off by himself, not happy he's not getting the plays that he wants, not happy he's not getting playing time that he wants, not happy that he's not performing the way he wants, right? You got to go find those guys. You got to either pick them up or you got to throw them out. You pick them up, get them back in the groove, get them back going with you. Okay, because when you got a team and you're all sitting there and you're all going the same direction, you got one, that's a problem because he's going to bring others with him. So you get them back up and you go get them. And that's Zach Frazier's and your older guys. That's Lee Colbus, right? That's what you do. Those guys say, hey, listen, Jack, jump on the wagon, go with us, or get off the wagon, get out of the building, right? That's what you got to do. 3-1, that's what we're talking about. Leadership, working hard every day in practice, not changing a thing, getting yourself ready and prepared mentally, physically, and more than anything else, man, believing that you prepared the right way and making sure that you have prepared. That's the key. And if you can get that, it changes the whole complexity of a team and what they can do. When you believe, I'm telling you, watch out. I've been on 2 teams. One is a player, one is a coach. One is a player, one is a coach. And I'm telling you, it's what turns in the season. It's not like you knew that in the first game of the season. You worked through it, and it became apparent you could do that, and then you start doing the things that way, and you're good enough, you're talented enough, and all those things. But it comes together through hard work and finding your way, and coaches showing the way and knowing the way, and players then showing it and knowing it and doing it and executing it. There's so much there. You can't control what a team starts lifting up. It's hard to control. It's hard. And yes, sometimes rubber meets the road and you hit a team that's way more talented than you and you're going to lose. But it doesn't mean it has to be a final stop. It could be a bump in the road. And we all know how many losses, wins, losses, all that a year in football makes. But right now you're 3-1. You did what you're supposed to do. You won the 3 games at home, and now you're going to go to TCU. It's one game. It's one game, and then you got a bye week. No other game matters. No other game matters. It's focusing on TCU. And if you can go ahead and focus on TCU and not worry about nothing else, you're like, if I'm corner, if I'm Beanie, Bishop, right? If I'm that, I'm got that receiver, right? I know what that quarterback. I know his moves. I know when he's looking away. I know what he's doing. I've studied it. I'm studying him on film. I've gone out and practice, practice squad. Give him the best look, that varsity. Give the best look that you can see at TCU. See, all those things come into play. And if you can get them all in play, then you're cooking with grease, man. Then you're not the worst team in the Big 12, the 14. Then you know what? You hold your head up high. And you hug your doggone brothers, and you love them. And you basically, you're on that field. That's the gridiron warriors on the football field. All right? That's what I'm saying, is that's your brother. The game of football hurts and it's punishing. And you got to hang with your brothers because one guy can't beat all. It takes 11. It takes 11. You know, Colorado just found that out. You just can't be one superstar, right? It takes all of them all together. And just because that, I'm sure Colorado, Deion said, I'm sure that team's going to be resilient because it's a bump in the road, and you keep going. And that's the Mountaineers, 3-1, go to TCU, take them down. And if it turns into a bump in the road, then you got a week to prepare for Houston. And things are not out of your reach. There's a whole lot to be left unsaid here, but mentality-wise. Wow, I'll tell you what, man. You guys all get me fired up, and I start talking, and I just get going, and oh my goodness. All right. Well, I think that's about it. I've gone over what I wanted to. Oh man, I'll tell you what. I do love the game of football, and I do love the passion that it takes to play the game of football, and the passion that it takes to win at the game of football. And I do appreciate what young brothers, Mountaineer brothers, that are 3-1. That a lot of people did not think would be 3-1, and yeah, I didn't believe that they would be 3-1 after 4 games. All right, maybe 2-2 I thought, but 3-1. Didn't think that was really going to happen before the season started. Now watching them, yeah, I can believe it now. I can believe it. I can see it. I can see it because of the way they're playing. But before the season started, yeah, I'll be the first one to tell you. You know, the crystal ball was in the shop. Crystal ball, but it's only 25% way through the season. There's 75% more to go, and probably the toughest part of the schedule. But it's not just a Pitt, and not just a Texas Tech. This is going to be something that they're going to have to fight through. And if they do win it, it's going to be a story to talk about for years and years. All right, my friends, that's it. All done. We're out of here. And Zach Frazier, the best center in the country, right out of Fairmont, man. How about this?
Hi, I'm Zach Frazier from Fairmont. When I'm back home,
baby.
you'll find me at my
Have a
local
good day. We'll
Farmers.
see you tomorrow.
We have that gold and blue pride at your local Parmar store. We are coming to your neighborhood soon. West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. We have you covered. Download the Parmar app and sign up for the Parmar Rewards Card. Food, gas, groceries, and more. We are gold and blue proud, and we are Parmar stores.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Buzzballs, ready-to-drink cocktails. #1 single-serve premix brand in the U.S. Buzzballs, have a ball. Stationers, #1 office supplier in West Virginia. Always in stock. How many? The anywhere, anytime chargers, powering a connected world. Never buy AA batteries again. Rechargeable 500 times plus. Paul Mini AA USB lithium battery, as easy to charge as your cell phone. Sustainable energy. Stay charged. Go green, save green. Feel the power of Paul. Order now at paulmini.com.
West Virginia United.